Hey gals, I'm so glad you made it over here to Be Sharp Teachers TV. This week on Wynn's App of Wisdom, I'm going to talk with you a little bit about your joy. You know that over here at Be Sharp Teachers TV, we talk about authenticity, joy, and success, so we can really reach our kids and enjoy and love what we do as teachers. You'll notice that today I am not coming to you from my home where I generally do these videos. I actually am in my home away from home, the Hampton Inn. You know, I do a lot of traveling across the country. I'm working with teachers and talking to them about their authenticity, their joy, their success, speaking with different groups and clubs, and bringing teachers into the International Academy for Be Sharp Teachers, which, by the way, if you have not joined yet, you need to get on over to besharp.us and sign up, because membership is totally free and there's some really great stuff over there for you. But anyway, listen, so what I'm telling you about today is that I am in the Hampton Inn because I don't know, I got crazy on my calendar and I've been traveling way too much. So instead of being able to be home and give you a zap of wisdom today, I had to do it from the Hampton Inn. So here we are, and today we're going to talk about your joy. And this is the angle that we're going to take with your joy today. I've been meeting with so many teachers lately, and they're talking to me and they are coming from this place of total overwhelm. And I remember that I had a lot of years where the month of October was so overwhelming for me. Not every year of my teaching career was October overwhelming for me because I did something about it. But for the first several, it was like crazy business because, you know, report cards were coming out and you had your parent-teacher conferences, and it was just really crazyville. And I'm seeing that still seems to be the trend across the country as I meet with teachers. There's a lot of overwhelm going on right now. So let's talk about 3 things that you can do to get rid of that overwhelm and to bring joy back. Because the one thing we know around here is nothing robs you of joy faster than a good dose of overwhelm. So let's get rid of overwhelm. Here we go. The first step in getting rid of overwhelm is to make a decision. Yes, you heard me. You simply have to decide to get out of overwhelm. Now, that's not the only decision that you have to make. That's just the first one. But if you don't make the conscious decision to say, I am not living like this anymore, then you know what? You're going to continue living like that. And you don't want to do that. So first thing is decide that you're not going to live that way anymore. And the second thing is to start deciding, just make decisions. One of the fastest ways that I realize we get ourselves into a place of overwhelm is when we're vacillating about something. Should I have parent-teacher conferences on Tuesday and Wednesday, or should I just do it on Wednesday this week? Should they be 15 minutes? Do I have anybody who needs 20 minutes? Stop. Enough already. Make a decision. What day are you going to do your conferences? How many days are you going to spread them out over? And then go in there and get them done. Okay? So make decisions. If you are vacillating over anything, quit and just decide, because it will free you up emotionally, mentally, and quite honestly, even physically. Decision just unleashes everything because you've made a decision. You're no more wasting time thinking about it, okay? All right, which that kind of leads us into the second thing that you need to do to get out of this place of overwhelm. And that is that you have to declutter. And see, indecision brings clutter to your life because you're constantly gnarling around in your brain with what should I do, what should I do, what should I do. Just decide already and then go do it. Then all that gnarling gets gone, okay? That's like mental clutter. But you also need to be very careful about your physical environment, that it is not cluttered up, because a cluttered physical environment can very much throw you into overwhelm. Ladies, listen. We are not the kind of people who can work in all that clutter. We like things nice. We like order. We like neatness, okay? That's women. We're made that way. And so when our environment becomes a cluttered mess, that gives us a whole physiological, psychological shift, and it's not in the direction we want to go. That's in the overwhelm direction. So I want you to look around and see what needs to go. Now, you don't have to stay at school till 8 o'clock tonight trying to Monday night trying to get your room all decluttered and spruced up. Take it in small, digestible bites. So you look around your room and you say, you know what? The worst piece of my room is the left-hand corner of my desk. I'm going to take 10 minutes to clean that up. And when you go to clean that up, set your timer for 10 minutes, and at 10 minutes, it's over. You're done. No more. It's better to leave a session of decluttering wishing you could have done it for longer than to be, dragging it on for days and then not want to go back and finish the job. So set a timer for 10 minutes and then declutter that one section of your desk. Here's a really important tip that I'll share with you today. I learned this from a librarian years ago, and I tell you, when I live by this, it makes a huge difference in my mental and emotional environment of clutter. She told me, handle each piece of paper only one time. So when you pick up that note from a parent, you have to decide on the spot. Oh, there's decision again. You know I love decision. No vacillating over it. I'm going to respond or I'm not going to respond. If I am going to respond, write out your response and then take that piece of paper and put it where it belongs. In the child's folder, in the book bag, on his desk so that he can file it, to take home with him. Wherever it goes, handle the paper one time. If you are not in the state where you can handle paper one time, then don't be picking up any paper. Get yourself out of the environment, okay? But any piece of paper you pick up, you handle it one time and one time only. If it goes in the trash can, goes in a file, it goes, in a kid's book bag, wherever it goes is fine, but you handle it once. I promise you, if you will live by that rule, you are going to be amazed at how much clutter leaves from your life, okay? So on the way to getting ourselves back in control and getting out of this overwhelm that's eating everybody up, first 2 steps: decision, decide to get out of overwhelm. And then anything else you are vacillating about, make the decision and go with it. Number 2, clean up the clutter. The mental clutter, the physical clutter. Oh, in the side of mental clutter, we didn't even talk about this one yet. If you have all this stuff going on in your head and you're trying to remember to do all these things, do a brain dump. Get it all out on a piece of paper. Again, set you a 3-minute timer and just dump it all out on that piece of paper. That frees your mind, and now your creativeness can come back to you. And from a place of creation and creativity, that's when you're going to be able to batch your task, get things done, and accomplish more. When you're in overwhelm, physiologically your body starts producing all these crazy hormones, and your mind starts to shut down, and it gets really focused on survival, and then you're not thinking about all these other things. Your creativity goes out the window, and your ability to multitask goes out the window. Everything just goes out the window, okay, when you're in that overwhelmed place. So dump the mental clutter out on a piece of paper and then navigate from there. That's one piece of paper I'll let you handle more than one time, because you'll need to be checking things off of it as you get them accomplished, right? Okay, so we make a decision that life is going to be different, and then we make decisions about everything along the way. We do no more vacillating. Number 2, we get rid of the clutter, the physical clutter and the mental clutter. Number 3, we embrace the fact that everybody falls off the wagon at one time or another, and we get ourselves into overwhelm. We embrace that fact that happens, and then we say, you know what? We just course correct. So we don't beat ourselves up. We don't wish that we had more time than what we have. We just simply, from that moment, move forward. I told you I've been doing way too much traveling lately. The other day I turned around and I thought, who is in charge of my calendar? Because, girl, it is way too packed. And then I realized, well, that ding dong would be me. I am the one who sets my calendar. So instead of getting all upset with myself and really freaking out and making these weeks of travel on end, really disappointing and mooning and whining about not being home with my family, instead I made a decision that I would be fully present in every moment, no matter where in the world I was, and that when I'm Skyping with my child or talking to him on the phone, or my husband, or we're communicating through text messages, that I would be fully present into each one of those interactions, because truly that's what I have in front of me. That was my decision, and that's how I'm acting on it. And it's really, really helping to bring joy back to my life. Even though, yeah, there's part of me that does wish I hadn't really booked my schedule quite so tight. But inside of that, I am doing everything I can to not get into the overwhelm and disappointment of not being home with them. And I'm just taking each day's task and each teacher that I'm with and being fully present with her so that I can, help her. And neither one of us feels that sense of overwhelm while I'm there. Okay? All right, so hopefully those 3 ways to get yourself out of overwhelm are going to work for you. Decision, clear the clutter, and then embrace the fact that we all course correct. Because even though 5 seconds ago might have been miserable for you and overwhelming for you, this is a new 5 seconds. This is a new second. This is a new moment in your life, honey. Course correct and go forth from here. Okay? All right, I'm just going to leave you with this one last thought, and that is, I saw this picture of a huge wave on Facebook, and the caption that went with the picture said this: "You can't control the waves, but you can learn to surf." Use these 3 things to learn to surf it, baby. Don't be overwhelmed by that big wave. All right, I'll see you next week on your Sunday Wynn Zap of Wisdom.